Hi, 8th grade. Happy Friday. It is March 20th. We have a review lesson today on scientific notation. So our lesson is going to be 7-2. It's on page 420 in your book. Today we're going to be doing two very quick got it checks, problems 2 and 3. Number 2A is on page 421 and 3B is on 422. So we'll do both of them. They should go very fast. Your homework for today is page 424. And it's numbers 19 to 30. There's no bell ringer today because it is Friday and we don't have bell ringers on Friday. Yay! All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's do a quick reminder of what scientific notation is. Scientific notation means that we have a number and that number is between 1 and 10 and it's multiplied by a power of 10. So, for example, okay, scientific notation is always in the form A times 10 and they use n as the exponent, okay? So this number A is between 1 and 10, so it can be as low as 1 but it cannot be 10, okay? So a good example of scientific notation, and maybe I'll put my example over here, okay, would be something like 4.6 times 10 to the 5th power, okay? When our exponent is positive, that means we're looking at a very large number. When our exponent is negative, that means we're looking at a very small number, a little itty bitty decimal, okay? So that helps you understand and know how to move the decimal point in terms of scientific notation, okay? So let's start out with problem 2. In problem 2, they ask us to write a number in scientific notation. So what they've given us is a really big number. They've given us they've given us 1,430,000,000. That is a big number. Hopefully not the people who will get coronavirus, okay? So, what we do in scientific notation, remember, is we're gonna have a decimal point and we're gonna move the decimal point so until we have a number that's between 1 and 10. So we're going to be moving our decimal point until it hits right over here. The number of moves is going to be our exponent. So I am going to write my decimal point. So I'm aiming for 1.43 since that's where my decimal point is going to end up. And then I'm going to count the number of moves and that's going to be my exponent. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 moves. So my exponent is 9. Last but not least, I'm going to ask myself, should the 9 be positive or negative? Well, I'm dealing with a very large number, so the number should be positive. Okay, so let's try got it check number 2. You can pause the video and then we'll try it together. Okay, so let's try got it check number 2. So we were doing got it check 2A. So 2A gave us the number 678,000 and we were supposed to write it in scientific notation. So I'm going to put my decimal point in and I'm going to aim from where my decimal point is going. 6.78 would be in between 1 and 10. So it's going to be 6.78. And then I'm going to figure out my exponent. So I'm going to count my moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. So my decimal point is going to be a 5. I'm dealing with a large number, so my exponent is going to be positive. I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you, it's not the number of zeros. It's the number of moves. So here I have to move through the 8 and then the 7. That's okay. All right, it's the number of moves, not the number of zeros. All right, hope you got it check 2A. Let's move on to problem number 3. And you're going to need to look at the bottom of page 421. So next they give us some examples. How do you turn a scientific notation number into a standard notation number? So they give us the example 3.1 times 10 to the negative 3, okay? So I'm going to change this into a number in standard notation. So I'm going to start with 3.1, okay? And what I'm going to do here is I need to do 3 moves, but I have to make a choice because the number of moves, it depends what I want to do. Since this is a negative number, I'm looking for an itty bitty decimal. So I'm going to move my decimal place to the left. So I'm going to do 3 moves. 1, 2, 3. So here's my new decimal point. Each move that doesn't have a number, I'm going to fill in with a 0. So my new number is 0.0031, and that is equal to 3.1 times 10 to the negative 3rd. Okay, let's try the gotta check. So we're going to be doing gotta check number, I believe we were doing 3B, and you're going to have to turn your page to page 222 in order to make that happen. Pause the video, start it again when you're ready. Okay, let's do 3B. So 3B, they gave us the number 4.6 times 10 to the negative 5 power. So that's very similar to our example. So again, I'm going to start with 4.6 and I'm going to do 5 moves of my decimal point. I need to make this a really tiny decimal because my exponent is negative. So I'm going to do 5 moves to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll put in my new decimal place. Every move that doesn't have anything there, I'm going to fill in with a 0. So this number would be 0.0000046. And I get a really little tiny decimal. Okay, that's it for the lesson today. Remember, your homework was page 424, numbers 19 to 30, and no bell ringer Fridays. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday. Bye.